Podcasts are hot right now. How do I know? Well, you're listening to one right now, aren't you? But you might be wondering, how on earth do I get my voice out there and start my own podcast? It all seems so intimidating. Between hosting and platforms and monetization, it can get real complicated real quick. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We started this podcast over 2 years ago, not knowing clue one on how to do it. So how do we do it? We did it with Anchor. Anchor is the free podcast app with creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And everybody likes money, right? Well, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So go right now, download the free Anchor app, or go to Anchor FM to get started. It's the ECommerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your host, John Suder, Bart, Mroz, and Brittany Blackman. The ECommerce Minute is a production of SUMO Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm located in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. Hey listeners, just a quick production note. As the situation in the US and around the world continues to grow with the coronavirus, things might start getting a little weird. We know this is a really stressful time for everyone, and what we hope to focus on is the more positive stories that are coming out. We can't promise it'll be all sunshine and rainbows, but we'll do our best to keep you informed and maybe put a smile on your face. Now on with the show. It's ECommerce Minute, episode 669.
In today's episode, Grubhub suspends fees for independent restaurants.
As public health officials begin to recommend social distancing to stop the spread of the COVID-19 virus, restaurants and bars are among the businesses expected to see their sales decline. Grubhub is citing sources that say restaurant traffic could even plunge by as much as 75% over the next few weeks. In response to this crisis, Grubhub said it is working with large city mayors nationwide to temporarily suspend up to $100 million in commissions for independent restaurants. Grubhub says independent restaurants make up the majority of the delivery company's 350,000 plus network of restaurants and more than 80% of orders. Grubhub will also divert money from its Donate the Change charitable program to restaurants and drivers impacted by COVID-19. The program allows customers to round up their orders to Grubhub and Seamless and donate it to the Grubhub Community Relief Fund. Grubhub says that the program raises more than $1 million per month. The decision to suspend commission fees was made in collaboration with the mayors of Chicago, San Francisco, Boston, Portland, Oregon, and New York. Some restaurants can pay commission fees as high as 30% on orders delivered by third-party aggregators like Grubhub. Even before the pandemic, restaurateurs were complaining about the pressure the fees put on their profits, leading the New York City Council to propose capping fees at 10%. But Grubhub does not publicly disclose what percent of its revenue comes from the commission fees. In 2019, the company's revenue was $1.3 billion with a B. In addition to commission fees from restaurants, Grubhub also receives revenue from delivery fees paid by consumers and other fees paid by restaurants for marketing. This is a crucial move for Grubhub since they faced backlash earlier this month for charging restaurants for orders that were never made. Last month, a number of restaurants complained that they had not yet received their money back from the unwarranted fees. So maybe this could gain back the trust of not only the consumer, but the business owners affected by their sketchy practices. All right, good on them.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a good story for them.
Yeah, something to cut through the craziness. I think we're going to see a big shift in how restaurants do their businesses in general. I know, Bart, you can chime in on this. We've done some stories on ghost kitchens, the delivery business in general. We've done many, many stories. I think we're going to see a big change. I don't know if it's going to be for the better, but I think that the restaurants that are smart and pivot and say, all right, ramp up delivery, make it easy as possible for the customers to get our hot, delicious food, they're going to win.
Yeah. I mean, every business is going to have change right now, but
yeah.
But I think it's bringing up good points of where people are, how they get their stuff. There's tons of this kind of things, and I think this is one of them.
Yeah. There's another note in the story here that Postmates would waive commission fees on small businesses in San Francisco when they sign up. So we're going to see an explosion in delivery companies, but now you're going to get with the social distancing, even Instacart, they have an added leave at my door delivery operation so that you didn't even have to interact with the driver. We are all just closing ourselves off from society. It's crazy. But you know what I think is going to happen? I mean, with these fees and everything, I think, this is what I hope will happen, is that some of these delivery services moderate their fees a little bit and basically say, okay, more of you are using our service. A lot of you are using our service that have never done it before. Let's bring these fees down a little bit. Let's help these restaurants survive. And the second point was out of my brain.
We're all doing well.
We're all doing well. I forgot what I was going to say. But actually, there's another point that I wanted to make. Someone posted on Facebook, somebody that I know very well works for a franchise chain. And she made a good point in that everyone is saying support small businesses, support the local businesses, like go to your local deli, which I completely agree. I'm that way anyway. But they said, you have to also watch when you think, oh, don't go to McDonald's or Burger King or any other place like that. They're franchises. They're individually owned. Those people are going to suffer, I don't think, quite as drastically as maybe a small deli or something like that. But to say that, oh, don't go to McDonald's anymore, like they're owned by individual people themselves. So I don't know if that's a good point or not, but it's something that made me think about it.
No, it is. I mean, that's franchise business. It's like small businesses. They're still small businesses.
Yeah,
they're owned by, the corporate big headquarters, but that's not, they're all individually owned.
Yep.
I also just saw like a list of companies, I'm not sure if it's confirmed or denied, that are closing down business and paying their employees still. And it's like, if like people aren't going to the local franchise McDonald's, it's like those employees that are being forced to work are then suffering because the stores aren't making money because no one's going, but they still have to be there risking their health anyway.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
It's a mess.
Like when do you finally say, okay, everyone just needs to just, really quarantine? I mean, and by the time this episode comes out, it's going to be March 20th. Who knows what the world's going to be like March 27th. But at this point, I think we need to do whatever we can to support the smaller businesses. And that's any kind of business. I mean, I'm even talking like, we were in Newtown on Saturday, a lot of people just getting out and about, just trying to like clear their heads. And their whole main street there is all small businesses. The beauty salons and the spas, they seem to be doing great, but the little hardware store and the little boutiques, there was nobody in them. I don't know what's going to happen with them. I don't know, because luxury spending is not going to be top of mind. You're going to be just like you're kind of hunkering down in survivor mode or trying to make yourself feel better. Like there was this one place we walked in, it was like a salt spa or something. They do some kind of salt therapy. There were 6 people waiting in line for it.
Jeez.
It's apparently, where they were trying to, boost your immunity, things like that. So people are just trying to make themselves feel better. I think anybody that's in the feel-good business, they're going to do okay. But the small business, small restaurants, you got to go out there and support them. Like what others have said is if you have a restaurant in your area or a deli or whatever, go in there, spend some money, buy a gift card for later. Give them all the support you can because it's going to be a rough ride for a bit. All right, we're going to finish up with a little Grubhub stat time. Grubhub CEO Matt Maloney joined Friday's press conference by industry vets, including Let Us Entertain You Enterprises, R.J. Millman. Millman's company is the largest hospitality group in Chicago, and he estimated that business has fallen 70% since the outbreak. That's according to Chicago Eater. And Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot estimated dining traffic would fall 75% in the coming days in her city. But I think at this point, they have already closed the restaurants. So that might be an old stat. Again, this is rough. It's rough reporting this because it's like a moving target. But, I guess the moral of the story is go out there, support your small businesses, and do what you can and be safe. You guys got anything else?
Nope.
All right. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media at SUMO Heavy.